How much does it take to win in Yu-Gi-Oh? That is the question I want to ask for you all today. Is it $100? $150? $200? Well, what if I told you that all you need is $50 and you could take your deck to locals and clean up house? This is the Legendary Modern Decks 2026 that was released earlier this year. In it, you get 3 decks: Mitsurugi, Sky Striker, and X-Sabers. No one cares about X-Sabers. With that and $10, you can build a fully competitive, out-of-the-box, mostly, deck that you can absolutely bring to locals or maybe even regionals. And today, I'm going to show you how to do it. So guys, this is going to be Sky Striker Radiant. I removed Mitsurugi. It took a lot of thought and consideration, but I did eventually take Mitsurugi out of the deck. If you want to keep Mitsurugi, that's honestly totally fine. It does raise the ceiling of what the deck can do by a substantial margin. It does make the deck very, very powerful, but if you're running Mitsurugi the way that I was, with both Futsu and Murakumo, Saji, Kusanagi, Purification, all that stuff, you're running, I think, like 7 or 8 bricks and only 7 actually genuine good starters. And the other thing is Striker and Radiant, Mitsu can bridge into Striker, and also so can Radiant. But Striker cannot bridge into the others. And I do think if you have both in a deck, I think the Striker stuff does perform just a little bit better than the Mitsurugi stuff. Now, that is not to say that Mitsurugi is a bad deck. I literally have a pure Mitsurugi deck in the works right now. I don't even have it sleeved up yet because I'm still working on it that much. But if you want to play Sky Striker, I do think pure / Radiant is the better way to do it. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it right now. Now, when I say that all you need is the Legendary Modern decks and $10, all I mean is you need to buy the Legendary Modern decks, and with everything in there, plus 3 copies of Radiant Typhoon Vision, 1 Eldem, 1 Swen, and 1 MST, you can make this deck. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. If I find anything along the way that I'm wrong with about that, I will say it. But starting off with the Striker starters. That's a really bad glare up there. Jeez. 3 Ray, 3 Engage, 3 Linkage, 1 Hornet Drones, 1 Rhoda. Rhoda is just another Ray, and then obviously any of these are a full Striker combo. 3 Widow Anchor, 1 Shark Cannon, 1 Eagle Booster, 1 Afterburner, 1 Rose, and 2 Lemnis Gate for our Striker engine requirements. There's an argument against Afterburners. I believe this one's the Monster Pop, and then a spell if you have 3 or more spells. I would say you have to play either this or Jamming Waves. Either one or the other is what I think you have to play. If you really don't want to play one of them, I would say maybe do a second Rose. Oh, and then 2 Lemnis Gate, just because it's better in the grind game, if you have to. And then for consistency cards, 3 Upstart Goblin, 3 Radiant Typhoon Vision, 1 Eldem, 1 Swen, and then for the Radiant Typhoon package, just the MST. One talent, also a pseudo consistency card because you can draw two, but this also the main reason people hate Cool Tune so much is because of hand knowledge. This gets you hand knowledge, and then also if there's any Fiendsmith stuff going around and they just have a Caesar, you could just take the Caesar. Another anti-hand trap. And then we are only running 3 hand traps of our own, actually. 3 Ash Blossom. If you have a little bit more budget, I would say get 3 Molcharmi Fualos and do that instead of Ash Blossom. Now, this is another thing that I'm gonna talk about a little bit. 3 Fallen the Virtuous. I know I have 3 Pot of Desires somewhere. I just, for the life of me, cannot find it. And a while ago, I bought the branded structure deck, and I just am not using it. So I just took this out of that. It's not bad, though. So 3 Fallen the Virtuous. If you don't have the money for Fallen the Virtuous, 3 Pot of Desires. They're like 30 cents on TCG Player. And then last board breakers in the main deck is 3 Forbidden Droplet. On to the extra deck. This one is going to be controversial. I'm not going to lie. But I will explain it. 2 Kagari and 2 Zero. Most lists that you see that are pure Striker or Striker Radiant will play 3 and 3. I do not think 3 and 3 is mandatory. I do think it is better than 2 and 2, but I don't think it is mandatory in a pure build. The only reason you would want to play 3 and 3 is if you are just in an insanely long grind game. But with the amount of board breakers that I have, and especially once you see the side deck, the amount of board breakers that I have, there's not ever really going to be much of a grind game because you could just break their board and then just OTK them. 1 Camellia, 1 Zeke, 1 Azalea, 1 Shizuku, 1 Hayate. These are pretty standard. I think most of these have been a baseline in Striker decks since, 2020? 1 Amatsu. Amatsu is actually pretty good. I've seen a lot of lists cutting Amatsu, and I don't think that's right. Amatsu is actually really good because it can convert any normal summon, even Ray, into a Link 1, thus freeing up your main monster zones, allowing most of your spells to go through. Another one I see cut a lot is Exciton Knight. I think Exciton Knight is almost mandatory because it's not just a Raigeki. It's an entire board wipe. So if you go 0 to summon Ray and Rose, and then they, Black Goat Laughs or something, and they call one of your Striker Link names, you could just Exciton Knight and still just wipe their entire board. 1 IP to go into an SP, and then 2 Fallen the Virtuous targets. If you don't want to play Fallen the Virtuous, I would say swap these 2 out for a 3rd Kagari and Zero, or you can maybe even consider something like a Typhon and maybe a 2nd SP. That's it for the extra deck. And again, the side deck is like 90% board breakers. So we have 3 Raigeki, 3 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster, 2 Talents, and then this is another card that is not in the legendary decks. The next couple are, but this is very, very cheap to pick up as well. Just any trap to set off of Thrust. So I'm doing Dimensional Wall because it's the best one that I have right now, but you could also consider Daruma Karma Cannon. You could consider Draco Tail Flame. I don't know the name of it. I think it's like something Proving Ground or something, where it's it's basically a trap version of Dimensional Shifter. Anything like that. That's just any trap to set off of Thrust. And then 1 cross out with 4 targets. Again, Crossout is not in the structure deck, I don't think. So that's another very cheap grab. I don't believe Bell is in the structure deck, but one of each Molcharmi is in the structure deck. So we're running 1 Crossout, and then 4 targets for the Crossout. Well, guys, that's it. That is all you need. Again, all it is one of this and 10, maybe $15, and you can win at locals or maybe even a regional. Even after, Cool Tune, Elf Note, Dooms, all these new decks have been introduced, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still a budget game because of the Legendary Modern decks. You can still build a Pure Mitsu. You can build Sky Striker. You can build Striker Mitsu. You can build Striker Tenpai if you want. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very much still a budget game. All these people, Josh Schmidt, Jesse Cotton, Triff, that are all saying, Cool Tune's gonna ruin Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's so expensive and it's the best deck. It's not. It may be the best deck, and it may be expensive, but it is not going to ruin Yu-Gi-Oh! You can still play budget, and that is what I mean to show you guys. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you really liked it, please make sure to subscribe. Please consider hitting the like button and leave a comment down below if you want to see anything else on my channel. But with that, I will see you guys next time, and remember, don't drown.